Best in podcast, the best in town. You wanna get up, get ready to get down. With its big wide sky and the wild river Thames, if you wanna go, we can take you there to Great Falls, Montana.
Welcome to the greatest damn town in Montana, Great Falls. I'm Rebecca Ingham.
I'm Shannon Newth,
and we're no damn experts. But today we've brought into the studio an expert of sorts, a man who gets around.
Yeah,
and a man
because we've heard his
we've heard his
mating
animal
calls.
sounds.
Yeah.
And we've also had the honor of hosting this man in our community this time of year for many, many years. The most amazing rodeo clown that ever existed, JJ Harrison.
Wow, bold statement. I love that.
Yeah.
I went all
You
the
went
way
with the
out there.
mating call. I was.
Yeah.
That's getting it started right. Yeah.
Right?
That's
Boy,
the way
the
things
gluer,
work.
the listeners are glued to the radio right now.
What
They're
are
like,
we
we
talking
can't-
about here?
We got to figure out what's happening.
I don't know where you get your podcast, but that just changed a little bit.
Great. Welcome, new listeners.
Thanks for having me, though. We're going to have fun.
thank you for
I'm
coming.
very excited you're here because it is PRCA Circuit Finals Rodeo Weekend. What the locals only refer to as Rodeo Weekend. We don't add the big all the
Accreditation to
Acronyms.
it.
things
There.
into
Yeah.
that nomenclature that goes into that.
But you should.
Well,
Because it
is
isn't
a
just
big
a
deal.
rodeo. You're
It
right.
is.
It's a very big deal. This is where, and the circuit system was started in Montana, which makes you the godfather.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Oh,
We should really
Yes.
lean into that.
Joey, over to each
brought you here today.
Bring you here.
Are you going to incorporate that into this weekend's show?
Well, I might now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you
might
should.
now.
Never
Yeah.
even considered it until today.
Best part of me is I wing everything. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But the circuit system was started right here in Montana. So this is a big rodeo. It's Montana's biggest rodeo in terms of it's the synopsis, the closing, the big finale for the Montana circuit. And so just the best of the best get to come here. And I don't play here at bedtime. Anybody knows rodeo knows we say that all the time. You get the best stock against the best cowboys and cowgirls, but we truly mean it.
Yeah.
Like these guys and girls that are here as contestants earn their way here. No one can enter this rodeo. It's selected. It's tough. And same with the stock.
Yeah.
You know, the stock contractors, they want to bring their juice. They want to bring the A game.
Well,
to
and
Great Falls.
the weirdest thing I think about the timing of our Circuit Finals rodeo is it's basically a month after the NFR. So it's like we've crowned world champions,
Yeah.
but then some of those world champions end up at the Circuit Finals rodeo, both with stock and athletes.
Right. So basically the NFR is second fiddle to
Right.
Great Falls.
I mean, we
Montana
kick
Circuit
it
Finals.
off.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. It should
Yeah.
be.
Because we kick it off.
I feel
They
bad
end, we start.
They're always second. You know, they just poor
One day,
NFR.
Poor
you know, one
Vegas,
day
yeah.
they'll figure it out. They'll be like, "Oh, maybe we need to make a trip to Great Falls and see what they're
Yeah.
doing right."
Well, they're no damn experts in Vegas, I'll tell you that. But it is great. And, you know, you have world champions, Haven Medjid's Montana guy. You're going to have Ty Erickson in the house. Sam Peters won
Yes.
the NFR this year, finished second in the world. So a lot of these cats, Jesse Cruz, one of my favorite human beings, actually Cree, his boy, but then Jesse falls nice second. But
Cree's been a sidekick for you in the past.
I use him all the time because he's so fun. I mean, he's just fun. He's like, every year he comes up, all right, what are we going to do this year? And I'm just like, I don't know.
What's your plan,
But
pal?
he loves to wear the air suits, and so
Yeah.
we always do something. One of the first years I put him in a fat suit, though. The little dude was, he was 3 foot nothing, so he's only an inch shorter than his dad.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and he comes running out, and I said, you're gonna tackle me. And so he comes out full steam, and he just leaps about, honestly, if I'm not exaggerating, about 3 feet from my body. He just dives forward, and I'm not fully ready for it.
Because you thought you had a few more steps.
Yeah.
And I just didn't realize we were going to go that intense. He spearheads me with the crown of his forehead right in my danger zone, so to speak. Yeah. And so then he just knocks every bit of air, and I'm gasping, and of course he gets up and sticks right with the act. Man, he's supposed to come out and beat me up, so he's in this fat.
He's on script.
He's throwing haymakers, and I'm trying to
And
get
you're
my
just
prep. Oh my gosh! I don't even know if the crowd fully knew.
Oh no,
Did I
the
just
crowd fully knew.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was almost like he was intentional about where he was aiming so that he could easily win the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Smart.
he did. But he's fun. Anyway, so this is back to the point of it, though. All of the world champion, Shelby, talk about Shelby, Bosley, Medjid. You just got world champions, and you got future world champions. The Montana circuit is it sounds strange to say it like this, but it's a breeding ground for excellence in rodeo. Yeah, and that's not true everywhere you go.
The other thing that's interesting to me is it's not just Montana cowboys and cowgirls.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. They're from all over, right?
Why?
Well, you want to be here.
We're inclusive.
I don't live here. I'm a Washington guy that wants to be a Montana guy.
Yeah.
Well, we got real estate for sale.
I
don't know what's stopping you. But
I'm headed to the real estate offices we live in.
Perfect.
But
we get some cowboys coming out of Canada every now and again, and
North Dakota, South Dakota. You get them all there. Yeah, because you designate the circuit that you want to compete in, that you want to be eligible to qualify in. You can live in Florida. Okay. And if Montana is your designated circuit, then I don't, and you can correct me if I'm wrong if you're a listener, but I do not believe that you have to designate your circuit that you live in as your circuit.
Okay.
I believe you can.
Good to know.
Because we've had wilderness circuit people who live in Utah that designate the Columbia River circuit where I'm from. So it just happens that way, and people want to be in Montana. It's competitive. And it pays well. You have one of the biggest circuit finals in the PRCA.
You got big money.
Big money, that big damn money,
Yeah. Wow.
Can you be in multiple circuits?
You cannot. I only get to work one.
Okay.
So it's not tooting my horn by any means, but I get 4 of them to 5 of them a year offered, and not so much anymore because I know this is the one. I'm a Montana guy. Yeah. I want to be here. So I choose this circuit. I designate all of this circuit because I already know this is where I want to be, and I get voted in by the committee. So it's not I don't have to earn my way. I don't have to get hit 14 times in Montana bulls. It's nothing like that. Like the committee looks, because I'm entertainment and safety for the bull riders with the barrel, but they designate that they want me. They hire me. And that's kind of how it works. But I have to do enough rodeos to be eligible.
Okay. Do you know what that number is? Is there a specific number?
It's 8. I believe it's 8 rodeos and 20 performances.
Oh, wow.
So it's not much.
What is
at the end of the day?
Where are you performing that's not a rodeo?
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, no. I mean, what that means is if I'm a rodeo clown starting out, for example, I just buy my card and I got to get rodeos booked. And I get 6 rodeos booked and 21 performances. Well, that doesn't fit the 8 and 20. So I'm not eligible. I can't be hired for a circuit finals.
So you
have to qualify.
How many performances do you do at a rodeo? Maybe that's the better question.
What's the difference?
They all vary. They all vary. It's like Rapid City was 7 performances.
Okay.
Well, actually, technically, I take that back. It's 6 because one of them's a high school performance, and that wouldn't count. It has to be a PRCA, Professional Rodeo Cowboy
Association.
So
it's like this
rodeo.
one rodeo, 3 performances?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm seeing it now.
Absolutely.
One rodeo, but
doing
3 days.
Yep, I get it. I get it now.
Makes
I get it now.
8 rodeos, 20 performances.
I was doing every time he enters the arena is a performance.
Oh.
So
you'd get that
true.
pretty quickly.
Between bull riding and barrel racing, that's a performance, and then between
no,
the timed events,
pretty quickly.
Performance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No.
So 3 performances here.
Full rodeo counts as a performance.
Okay.
And then you have to do 8 different rodeos. That keeps a kid that starts out, maybe there's a lot of one-day PRCA little one-off events. And so you can't just do 8 of those and be qualified. You have to do 8 full rodeos. But total of 20 performances.
Okay.
That's how you qualify. And that's not much. I mean, I do 43 weekends a year.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
JG, there's only 52.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm aware. I start the first, December 31st, and then roll. I usually try to take November off, and then my obligations in Vegas. And I didn't work the NFR this year. I finished second. I finished second a lot. So I have a coach.
Second's great.
I have I think 5 coats that say, "Hey, you are the first loser." So
Yeah.
You feel good years later in finishing second. I played Class C basketball. We took second quite often, and it sucks. But they're like, there's a lot of people that don't even make it.
yeah,
I
those
don't
people
give a
don't know.
crap.
Yeah, I don't care either. Like I've.
Obviously, I'm still not the best.
Yeah, I'm not against anybody, but I am competitive. I'm a sports guy. You watch me in the arena. Football is my game. I love football. I love sports, but as Ricky Bobby says, you're the first. You ain't first, you're last. There's no, so I don't. Even with the Clown of the Year stuff, all those awards, everybody will say, hey man, at the end of the year, that doesn't matter. It's making a good life and a good career. And blah, 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 blah. I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win. And I think if you're an athlete in any sport and you don't have that drive that you want to win,
something's wrong.
Get out of it.
Yeah.
Get out of it, because I don't want to. I have safe to say it. I'm jealous of the guys that win, and I want that. So I don't want to pretend that, it's politics. Well, no, come on, man. Just keep grinding.
Yep.
And if your time's going to come, it's going to come. If it's not going to come, you're going to finish second. You're going to have 19 coats that say first loser and 35 plaques, whatever. But it is nice to be recognized every year among the top 5, and I don't take that for granted. And a lot of my votes, a lot of people that are in my corner are Montanans.
Wow.
And that means
That's
a lot
'cause we're
to
nice
me.
people.
Yeah, but you could be nice to somebody else, too. You choose me.
So
is
how
true.
does that, because I don't think people realize that you then, the clowns, are also competing to make it to certain levels in the NFR and things like that. What is that process? So you talked about things to be eligible, but what does it mean to try to get a silver medal in clowning?
Clowning. It's
that entire industry.
Yeah.
It's actually a silver kazoo, but whatever.
That makes sense.
No, honestly, it's a voted position, kind of in house. Fans don't get to vote, and this is where my hang up has always been, is that the entertainer at the NFR is not voted on by fans.
Right. Which
in
is
fact,
that's
it's so
who
exclusive
they're for
in
a lot.
who gets to vote. It is only the bullfighters who are eligible with that 8 and 20, and the top 15 bull riders. That's it. So voting
That's
for
a
my
real
position
small-
is yeah.
Yeah.
It's less than 100
We need
people.
a People's Choice
So
Award.
do you do like the Hollywood people and you're like giving gifts and trying to buy your way in?
I do not.
Oh,
No,
Good.
I do not. I do know people that do. I know people that have
Really?
Oh yeah. There's buying beers and having. But I've never been
Going
that
on
guy
my
because
merit.
I suck at that kind of stuff. I suck at politics. I got a cellophane soul. I would be terrible at it because they would ask me a question, why'd you vote this way? And I would say, because I thought it was best at the time, and now I realize it's not. And I really,
But that's the honest answer that everybody has.
Yeah, but how often
That's
do you
the
want to
best at the
hear
time.
the
Right,
honest
but
answer all the time?
I know, but I appreciate
I
that
do.
about you. Yeah.
I don't know.
How long you been doing this clowning thing? And did you do other events? Like, were you into other things in the rodeo?
Yeah, you want the breakdown of me?
Yeah,
So a
You know,
small
from the
town-
beginning of time until now.
Yeah.
Okay, I first met my mom and dad. I
like
believe they
phrasing
were
it
at
that way.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
And yeah,
They
No.
brought you home.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think they made me. But
Yeah.
I started out as a small town kid. I grew up for most of my life in Okanagan, Washington, which is a little town in Washington State, right up by the Canadian border. My family all kind of migrated from Arkansas, which is why sometimes we sound funny. but once we got to real America, which is nice, nobody from Arkansas hopefully living. But I do love some things about it, like the sweet tea. But then I kind of grew up with just kind of a cowboy town and got into sports big time, smaller school, so I get to play all the time. And then went off to college. I went to Washington State University, and that's where I really got into rodeo.
Okay.
The end of high school, I started trying to want to be a bull rider. And, I think I wanted to be a bull rider because I thought girls would like it.
Yeah.
Girls like bull riders. And then I realized they like full set of teeth better. But
Yeah.
I was a terrible bull rider. I mean, I just wasn't good at it. And then I roped a little bit and I had success with that. But really, I'm doing my calling in rodeo. But my mom is retired now. My mom and stepdad that I grew up with. I had a attorney and a Superior Court judge.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's my upbringing.
Wow.
So there wasn't a lot of, there's like, hey, I want to wear makeup and work nights.
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to ride bulls. You aren't going to do this. They did help me buy a rope horse, so that was kind of nice. Got a nice rope horse that's the only thing I actually won bull riding, I think, was my parents get stop. You suck. Quit it. But then I went to Washington State, rodeoed for Washington State University, and then started teaching school. Had no dreams, inclinations, nothing that said, hey, you're going to be a rodeo clown, much less one that has success, nationwide. So it wasn't until I had graduated, I was teaching school in Walla Walla, and a guy named Pat Beard, the Beard Rodeo Company, was synonymous with great stock in Washington. They're from kind of the Ellensburg area. And he put a bull riding on, and we were at a team roping, and he's kind of my neighbor. And so he just knew I was a goofball. And he's like, hey, why don't you try being my clown? I was like, I don't think so, Joe Boo. But he offered, I don't know, like $300. And I was like, just like eyeshadow, or what do I wear?
Right. Yeah.
And it worked out. I did the one event for him, and his dad, Frank, was there. And Frank immediately tried to hire me for like 7 PRCA rodeos.
Jeez.
I had no clue what even the process was. So, once I kind of learned it, I started at the amateur level, and then I kind of proceeded through. But I was teaching school the whole time. So I taught school for 8 years. And
I find it interesting. I'm not going to say any other words than interesting that you were teaching children.
Right? Yeah. Middle school, though.
What,
Ooh.
as like a 6th grade teacher, or did you specialize in like science? Or
I did science. Yeah. I taught 6, 7, and 8.
Wow.
So middle school's great. Middle school, they're old enough to argue, but too young and stupid to win, So
Yeah.
it was kind of fun. And it takes a special breed to deal with middle schoolers.
Absolutely.
Like they're bat crap crazy. So
I couldn't do anything from high school down. I taught college.
You did?
Yeah.
College
yeah.
I could do.
Yeah.
Nothing beyond, nothing lower than that.
Yeah.
My skill set's not there.
Mine either. Not at all.
Kudos.
Middle school did 8 years of it, and then I started clowning kind of in the summers. And then it got to where I was getting so many calls from rodeos and people trying to book, and I was like, oh, I'm teaching, and finally an old guy from Sisters, Oregon, his name Glenn Miller. He's the president of Sisters, and he called, and I was like, it's the last weekend of June, but I still got school. I don't know if I can do it. And he said, Harrison, he smoked like 6 packs a day. And he's gone now, but he was just such an inspiration for me. But he said, Harrison, we call once. Big rodeos aren't going to call twice.
Yeah.
You need to make a decision. And I was like, yeah, man, you know what? I kind of do. This is kind of that point. I was 28 years old at the time, and I thought, I kind of do need to decide if I'm going to do this. And so I did. 2008, I stepped away from the safe job of teaching with healthcare and, a retirement, all the little things. And I never disliked teaching. Some coworkers I could have drowned, but the kids themselves, I never had a kid that was so unruly that I was like, I hate my job.
Or parents that were so unruly.
Parents are just ignorant, I mean, that's the thing. And parents that use teachers for daycare, you're missing the point of public education. And the reality is now is we are really dropping, especially my kid has a 3.8 GPA. He's graduated from high school early. He is getting his associate's degree through Running Start. He has his pilot's license already done.
Wow.
He is an overachiever, right?
Yeah.
He cannot spell America. Like, I'm telling you, we're doing some things great, and we're doing some things really wrong. We're really missing some basics in education, and that may not be the case here in Great Falls. If you're a teacher, I'm not saying anything about, but I'm saying my kid's high school, it was like, I pulled him out. We're homeschooling my daughter, and I just was like, we need to continue to get back to those things, right?
Yeah.
But and he's a great kid, smart kid. He's going to be a commercial pilot. He's going to go on and be very, very successful. But we're still working with him and my 5-year-old daughter at the same time on how to spell
Some basics.
Aviation correctly and just little things like that. So anyway, that's off subject. That's what I did, and then I transitioned out of that and started rodeo. And then my first here's how I decided. I'm a financial guy, right? So I looked at my teaching salary for the year. Now, granted, I have a master's degree and I taught 3 sports. At the time I made $46,900, so just under $47,000. I made $42,000 in 3 months rodeoing.
Wow.
So I was like, this is
that makes sense.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I jumped ship, and I've never looked back, fortunately. But you got to take into consideration you actually make more than that 47,000 because the benefit package at the time.
For sure.
And teachers have dang sure gotten raises. This is 2008, so I know that teachers are much better paid now, but it's not enough.
No.
No,
you can barely live on
Not
that.
for what
teachers are underpaid. They just are, and you want to change the system. You got to get the elites back. You got to get driven people that show up at 7 a.m. instead of 7:40 when they're contractually supposed to do, and they stay until 4 instead of 3:15 or 3:20 when they're contractually allowed to leave. You want those overachieving people in there in front of your kids. And then you got to support them. You got to stay with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about politics, and here I am just going after public education like a banshee here. But it is.
No.
It's our best resource. I mean, I told my son this the other day when he was spending too much time with his girlfriend, and I love his girlfriend. She's great, super sweet girl, and I hope the best for him. I'll support. I'll give him a house if they want. But I told him, I said, look, you've got to stay on course here. You got to remember, you have a goal. You can't deviate from that goal. And a lot of that is, I look at it just from a business perspective. I've from all of the costs and getting your pilot's license to buying an airplane to doing all of these things for you,
costly.
Extremely costly. You're an investment to me, and guys protect their investments, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm protecting you from yourself, because I don't know if you've ever met girls, but they are very
they're manipulative.
Holy mackerel, Molly.
It'll be days, and
Intentional
then
or
you
not,
won't be able to figure out how to dress yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's 17-year-old boy, which makes him the dumbest creature on earth right now. Like, he'd walk through an electric fence just if she was standing over and go, come over here, I got a lollipop,
Yeah.
So that's a long career so far as a rodeo clown. How long you been coming to Great Falls?
So I was trying to figure that out while we were talking. I think this is my 8th or 9th year doing the circuit finals. Sometimes I in the old days I'd branch out. I think I've done the Columbia River 7 times. I did the Badlands circuit finals a couple times. But Montana, I think this year makes this my largest circuit final. I've done Montana more than any other circuit finals, and that means something to me. And I don't plan on going anywhere. Hopefully I don't suck, and you guys don't, y'all don't hate me. But like I just really like being here, and I've kind of embedded myself into this great community that you have, and a lot of that is. It's a great place to rodeo. It's a great place to be, even when it's negative 40 degrees like it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought a gas
We
truck.
really just wanted to test your tenacity, bringing that weather in, see is he going to
It's
break?
100-degree difference.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
It
that's
was
bonkers.
65 yesterday.
Yeah.
Above zero.
It's just nuts. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
My wife, she runs all of my social media stuff. So if you, JJ Harrison, follow me on the socials, please.
Yeah.
Because it makes her happy. I'll get out, and that makes me happy. And she loves content. So when it was negative 72,000 like it was, she wanted me to do something funny. She was like, grab a microphone out of snow and do a weather report.
Yeah.
And so I thought, all right, well, anybody that lives here, you go outside, you start getting frostbite right away.
Immediately.
Then you grab snow, you're even stupid. I mean, nothing says tourists like an idiot out there trying to do social media content. I literally thought I was going to lose my pinky.
Yeah, it
got
happens fast.
instantly.
Shannon handles all of our social media, much like your wife. And some of our best performing content is the coldest days at Giant Springs State Park.
Yeah.
And there she is.
Yeah. And Giant Springs, because has that been one of your stops yet? Giant Springs State Park?
I I mean,
have
you
to have
did
it
just
explained.
find out about
So-
the river.
Yeah.
No, I knew there was a river. Don't make me sound like a bonehead. I knew there was a river. I drive by the
I
damn
mean,
river.
The falls.
I didn't know.
Falls, yes.
Yeah, it took me. It was like 2 or 3 years ago that I finally realized there's
It like
a falls.
dawned on you.
Yeah,
Fun fact, there's actually 5 of them.
5 of them. Yeah,
Yep.
I've been to the visitor center. Know some stuff. Saw the big
Yeah.
canoe.
At
Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center.
Mhm.
Good job
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So just down from the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center is this giant spring. Flows at
Okay.
156 million gallons of water per day.
Oh wow.
Very
stays a-
unassuming, though. You would
Yep.
never guess it.
Stays at a constant 54 degrees.
Huh.
It is where
You are not allowed to get in it and test that.
Nope.
I will not. Don't worry.
I mean, sometimes it has happened, but
Yeah.
you get fined.
Yeah.
Anyway, it also
Well, put your
forms the
clothes on next
world's
time.
it forms the world's shortest river that flows into North America's longest river. And then there's a fish hatchery there as well where you can feed the fish. And
Okay.
a little visitor information center that'll tell you how many fish have been created at that fish hatchery. None of this ringing a bell. I don't think you've been there.
I haven't been there.
Okay.
Not yet.
You
I will
probably
go.
Add it to your list this time.
I will.
Part of why. So Giant Springs is gorgeous any time of year. I will argue when it is at its most beautiful is when it is negative 7,000 degrees outside,
Ooh.
because that giant spring that stays the constant 54 degrees, when it is super below zero, it's just putting up steam,
Steaming,
right?
right? Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it sticks to all the trees. And when it's done that and it's sunny, it is just gorgeous because you got the steam rising and all the little icicles on the trees. Stunning. But then there's the moisture in the air. So that what you were describing about
Yeah.
fingers happens in
Instantly.
milliseconds. Yeah.
You know what they call
Also-
that? All that stuff that's frozen to the trees?
Hoarfrost.
Hoarfrost.
Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah.
A lot of birds
Not
hang out
spelled the
there.
same as the one
Maybe
you're
we should
thinking
call
of.
it Urfrost.
Yes.
Urfrost.
I like
Look
that.
at the trees.
Mhm. Less offensive.
Urfrost.
Tons of birds hang out there during the winter.
Well, yeah.
I say the geese hot tub in it
Yep,
because
it
they
makes
just float
sense.
around there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then likely the only place left in the world where there is a bridge with absolutely no railings on it.
That you're
Equal-
walking across water on both sides.
Equal opportunity to fall into the spring or the Missouri River.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
I don't know how
take someone
this
who
hasn't made
you've
your
made
list.
mad because they'll just
Dateline,
shove
are
you
you
in.
guys listening? 'Cause-
Right? Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not deep in either spot, so you would fall in and likely hit your head on a rock.
Yeah.
So don't go with
Don't
someone
say
who's
stuff
mad
like
at
that.
you.
There could be weirdos listening right now.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
True.
weirdos.
I'm sure
I've been
there's
looking
weirdos.
for a place.
Yeah.
My wife
But
might be
anyway,
one
you
of
should go
them.
there. Yeah.
My
You should
wife
go there
watches-
and have your wife maybe not standing right beside you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she could watch you and film you
Film you
saunter across
Majestically cross the bridge.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And then
if I
she
chew
could just
that.
be thinking,
This
one
was my
arrow,
chance.
Wow.
tip him right over.
She watches Dateline with a notepad.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
don't ever, if I'm ever gone, don't believe the suicide note.
Mhm.
Don't dot my eyes with a
Yeah.
heart.
Mhm. So we're adding that to your list
Yeah.
of places
Yeah.
because it's kind of a classic Great Falls
How far is
spot.
it from the?
Interpretive Center where the
Yeah.
canoe was.
Well, and I went to the falls too. I've been there where you drive down, park,
Black
and then,
Eagle Falls
yeah, I think
or Rainbow
probably.
Falls?
It's between the two.
There's
Rainbow.
a building. There was a big building, and then it was real cold.
That's-
But we walked out, and there was
the Interpretive Center. Is that
no. We're on the other side of the river. I was on the
No,
other
you
side of the
weren't.
river. No, I wasn't.
there's
To
no
the
big
falls?
buildings.
Are we talking about the falls?
Well, it was some kind of building. I went down, and
To
there was a
answer
building.
your question,
next
Giant Springs is right, like less
It's
than
on
a quarter of
this
a
side
mile
of the
up
river?
the road.
okay.
Giant Springs is on this side of the river, probably 0.25 miles from the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center.
Yeah,
So
this
you
where
would
is
the
just
canoe
go
different.
past there
was.
just a little bit. So
And then
Okay.
if you're going from Black Eagle Falls to Rainbow Falls, the Interpretive Center's
in the middle.
in between, and Giant Springs is right next door.
So if you
Gotcha.
went into the Interpretive Center,
We
you
can
keep
give you a
going on
map.
that. Yeah, you
Y'all
keep
have
going
maps
on that
at
road
this
to
tourism
Giant
Yeah.
Springs.
I
and
mean,
then
we
to
do
another.
stuff to make it easy for people to get around in this town.
I like it. I like it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I drove
Yeah.
down. I just remember driving down. You know, it was a hill,
Yep.
and then we drove down the hill, and then parked. And there was a building there, and then we walked
Yeah.
out, and you could see
Yep.
falls.
Yeah,
and
you were
stuff
really
going.
close.
Okay.
You were
Very
really
close to Giant Springs. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
So, what other things haven't you done here?
yeah.
They just keep adding up, man. Yeah,
Have you done the CM Russell Museum?
Say that one more time.
Mhm.
CM Russell, Charlie Russell. He's
Oh,
famed
Charlie Russell, yeah.
cowboy artist.
Artist. Yeah.
We have his home, his studio. a museum that carries a lot of his work, some of his most intimate pieces. Like,
I need to do that.
Mm.
I haven't done it. Well, here's the thing about rodeo.
then
I'm kind of doing something.
yeah, well, that's what I was
It's all
just going to
busy.
say. Maybe you should tell our listeners what a day in the life is like when you come here
I-
for rodeo, because for us, I mean, you just show up like at 7, maybe 6 o'clock
Yeah.
to have some dinner, and then you go out and make a few jokes, and then you're done for
You're
the night.
done. Yeah, simple.
And-
Anyone can do it.
This is a social. Maybe she's already done this. I don't have your social accounts pulled up. But yeah, I want to hear a day in the life of a performance day for a rodeo clown. And also, those are really trending on social media right now. So if your wife wants to follow you around and do one, it would do well on your social
Like,
accounts.
when does your day
Yeah.
start? Like,
Yeah, tell us all
noon?
about it.
No, I would say before noon. I try to sleep in because we're up late.
yeah, because
So we
you're
work
doing the
nights.
buckle ceremonies.
Yeah.
Did were you part of the
Calcutta last night
that's the word.
as a purchaser. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Me and Dustin Bird went in on a team.
okay.
So we're gonna
You're gonna win.
We're gonna win. I
Mm.
You won't
it's-
be
it's
second
in the
this time.
bag. It's in the bag. Done. But normally I'll get up. There are times, like I'll give you a hectic day.
Yeah.
Montana doesn't do this to me, but St. Paul, Oregon loves to do it. We'll do 5 a.m. TV.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get up at 5 a.m. We'll go to the arena.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to be in makeup. Sometimes I don't. Typically, I anymore at this point in my career say, "Come on,
Yeah.
come on."
They
know
can
who
see
I.
me
They
naked.
know who I am. I don't need to. But then we'll do some entertaining stuff. We'll do some morning AM
Yeah.
stuff. You know the
Yep.
anchor world pretty
Yep.
well, and then we'll roll into. There could be radio interviews. There could be podcasts. There could be various things associated with the rodeo.
So your own little press junket in
Yep.
the morning.
Yep. And then typically we'll have a midday production meeting. Like we just had one right before I came here at 11, where we just kind of start greasing the wheels a little bit, figuring out where everything's going to go, where we're going to do things. There's so many volunteers to a rodeo, and all of them being a volunteer is that, their knowledge is they may have volunteered every year, and that's great, but you might have new volunteers.
Yeah.
There's a turnover with that. So you got to educate people on how the flow goes, because you can have wrecks big time in rodeo,
I
not
bet.
just with the horses and bulls. You can have wrecks with, hey, this gate was supposed to be open, and here comes the stagecoach, and
Ooh.
hard to slow those down, and that kind of stuff. So you got to talk everything through, and that's what the production meetings kind of do. Then I'll go from here. I'll probably try to grab some lunch with, some coworkers, and Will Rasmussen announces. And so we'll visit. We'll get time to kind of hang out. We do a ton of rodeos together, so it's not very necessary. But usually I'll connect with the announcer, and then we'll have another meeting at 5.
Okay.
And then that meeting will kind of just be a run through. We'll do mic checks. We'll do all that stuff. So we're ready to go. Doors open at 6. 6:30, I'll be fully dressed, made up, sitting in my photo booth, your photo booth, I believe. Right? So 6:30.
We have it set up. Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to take
6:30.
photos with people
Yeah. Well,
if they ask?
well, I'm going to do it even if they don't ask. I'm going
Just pull them
to
in.
force myself on old
Perfect.
ladies is what I'm going
Love
to do.
that.
Yeah.
Just do your cow call and that'll
Yeah.
come right over.
We're like, oh, where's that cow? We got to find it.
Yeah. Stay away from that. So I'll do, photos, and then kind of jump back into performance time. 7 o'clock, we roll into the rodeo. I'll probably kind of get a quick shower, dash over to the hotel and host the buckle ceremony. And then that'll go until whenever, and then we'll kind of start the process over again.
Wow.
Can you talk some about the logistics of during the actual it's go time, we're in the rodeo, we get to bull riding, let's say. Can you walk us through some of the logistics of that?
Probably the first thing I would say about just the way that I'm entertained and the way that I'm a rodeo clown is that you have to remember, I always tell people constantly I'm like salt. Because a little bit of me, I'll make everything better.
Yep.
Too much of me, got to throw it out.
People want to spit it out.
You got to throw it out. So you have to find a balance. And so the show is the rodeo, and I'm a garnish, and I try to enhance everything. And when a cowboy bites the dust, I try to be involved or be there, do something funny or do something, supportive or whatever it may be. But the reality is, it's not trying to pull all the attention to me. It's trying to be a part of this event and bring the crowd in as well, because everybody wants to feel a part of the show. Even Joe Shy Guy sitting in the back might really fight any kind of attention, but he still wants to know that his presence there has relevance.
Yeah.
And it's not just one-sided. It's not just we're entertaining him and that's the end of it. No, he claps. He's a part of the excitement when Jesse Cruz scores a 91 on his Bronc. He claps and goes nuts, and that enhances the entire building because the whole atmosphere is saying. It's just the great thing about sports. So my job is to make sure everybody feels their value. So that's why I'm a huge fan of crowd interactive stuff, flashlight waves, sing-alongs, hand clapping stuff, going up and dancing with folks in the crowd. And, you know, you have some of your best comedy. Some of the greatest moments I've had in rodeo have been unscripted. It just happened. It just happened. Good example of that in Ellensburg. I got a guy so fired up dancing. And he got so on this huge high. I pulled him in the arena. He's dancing, and then he literally goes out of the arena and proposes to his girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He had no ring on him or nothing. You know,
He
so
was
I don't-
like, well,
so
this is the
fired
time.
he was just so jacked up. He
Did
was
she
just
say
caught up in the
yes?
moment.
At
How the hell
least
do I know? I
publicly?
don't care.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm not,
You're invested
I'm not
in this
Dr.
man's
Laura.
future.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I had to pull him to the trailer, have the talk.
Yeah.
birds and
Are you sure
bees
you're
and-
ready for this?
Yeah. No,
You're
I.
going to lose your identity here shortly.
You won't know how to wash your own hands.
Yeah, that's all right.
No.
But it's funny how people get caught up in the moment. They just
Yeah.
do. They
Yeah.
just do. They get caught up in the moment and when they're involved. But that's my job, is to bring that excitement, that energy where people
Yeah.
just feel so it's just such a fun event.
Yeah.
And so many people, it's harder here. You guys have really good rodeo fans. Even non-rodeo people grow up knowing what rodeo is in Montana. You can't get away from it. It's
Yeah.
you know, the state sport, right? But
Officially now.
yeah, amen.
And we passed legislation on it.
Yeah, yeah. There's some more politics. We're not
Yeah.
going to talk politics, except for that one. But it is, and so people. But that's not the case. You go to California. You know, I do a lot of rodeos in L.A. I do San Bernardino Industry, great little communities, wonderful communities. But people will show up there and they have no clue what they're even about to see. They want to come because they've heard that there's an event in town, or that they want to see a horse.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not in real
A
life.
live horse.
A live
We get
horse.
that question quite a bit from people who walk in. They're like, where can I go find a horse? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God, I
Right.
couldn't work here because I'd have so many different answers
Yeah.
for that.
Go down this road, see what you
Yeah.
find. Best of luck.
Yeah, yeah.
not
You
like
don't
you're
have
just-
you don't have a map for every horse.
No.
They
I
also
can't even
want-
tell you if
yeah.
it's going to be right next to the fence or not.
Right. Yeah. Shocking. We also get, most people think a rodeo happens like
Every day.
Yeah.
At least every weekend
Yep.
in Montana.
And they also want to do a rodeo and a powwow together. Like they are the same type of.
You just go from one to
Schedule.
the next.
I will say this: the best rodeos that I work have an Indian encampment. And
Yeah.
I grew up, like I said, in Okanagan,
Yeah, yeah.
right next to the world famous suicide race and Omak Stampede. And so I grew up with the powwows going on in the Indian encampment, joining the rodeo. I mean, it's two cultures that kind of are pretty
Yeah.
tied closely
Yeah.
together. And so I just, I just feel like it enhances both cultures
Yep.
and brings awareness and,
But how many rodeos do you go to where there is actually that happening?
Yeah,
Probably a small
yeah,
percentage.
yeah,
Yeah.
about 6 rodeos is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 out of 43. It's not enough. It's not enough.
No, I agree.
Sheridan needs an Indian encampment. They don't have that, but they do have the world famous Indian relay race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That
kind
would
of
be
a
cool to
that's
see.
a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
When after you visited Great Falls, then
You
you can
go
go
over
over and
there.
check out the relay race and come back.
Perfect.
Yep.
Love
It's
it.
a great day.
Yeah.
It's a great day trip to
Right.
Sheridan.
Right.
How far is Sheridan from here?
More than a
5
casual
hours?
day trip.
Oh, good
Yeah.
grief! I drive 9 hours.
Yeah, I was
in
like,
my
that's
sleep.
probably
That's
normal for
nothing.
you. Yeah.
It is funny though. I do rodeos in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and so we'll do the rodeo in Hilo, and we'll go over to Kona for the day. And Kona's about an hour and 10-minute drive, and absolutely blowing their minds that we don't get a hotel. You're gonna
So
drive. Wait,
funny.
you're gonna drive all the way to Kona,
And
spend the
then
day,
back?
and come back.
Like you could island hop in a plane to all the islands in one day there.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
do it all, but it's crazy. And then like London,
Yeah.
same way. I went to England, and it was just like a long drive for them. As You don't realize how much
well, in
we
9
drive in
hours
America.
there, you'd be in 5 countries away.
Well, you just circled
Yeah.
the.
Well,
Right.
But you also start to get out into the West, and they stopped caring about making small states. Like the East is like, oh, we gotta carve this up, and then they
Yeah.
got West. They're like,
oh, we
just
there's
God,
land.
we're tired of making states.
Yeah.
Make it as big as you want it. We're done.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nobody cares.
I have lots of questions. One, as an entertainer and a unique form of entertainment, what have you learned about human behavior from your perspective on the world?
You want to incorporate the crowd, and you want to have something that's going to be high energy and a little bit off, maybe a little wilder. Find the guy with a beer. That dude's going to be more. Let's go. Woo. And I think you want to find large groups. You want to find bachelor party, bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
You want to incorporate that kind of stuff. You kind of scour things. One of the things that I always try to do is, what are kind of some hot topics in a community? You try to find that. Who's the rivals? Obviously, Cat's Grizz here.
Sure.
You're going to want to play with that. I think
Probably not so much this year. I mean,
it wasn't really.
Cats are the winner.
Wasn't really a game, was it? But it's kind of, you play with that kind of stuff that's real relevant to the people, to the butt in the seat. You don't just do a can of jokes. You can open a can of Rodeo Clown and have a serving, but it's just better when it's personalized. It's better when it's kind of made relevant to you and what's going on, and talking about your town and what this area. Human behavior wise, you're going to have people who have fears of clowns. That's going to come out,
Sure.
and a lot of times that's going to be the teenage girls. They're kind of doing it to put a show on for their friends. And I never care. I play along. Good luck with Dr. Phil later.
Yeah.
But, I just kind of, you see everything. Social media brings out the best in people. And then, of course, now here comes the follow-up. You bet. So you kind of, and I don't have to read any comments, and I get I'm very fortunate. I get a lot of praise, but I will say this: my wife never reads any of that to me. What she will give me is when Joe Bob Karen sitting on his couch and hasn't been to a rodeo or out of his house in 20 years, writes some comment about, I wish it was somebody else or what. You're like, why? Who are you?
Right. Yep.
But I don't ever, I'm just not a confrontational guy anymore. I'm 50 years old now. I couldn't fight out of a wet paper bag. So I don't want to bug anybody with that kind of stuff. But people can be, everybody has their favorites, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's your favorite singer? Well, you're going to have 3 of them that are in there. And then you're going to have an incredibly talented, what about Pavarotti? Oh, he sucks. No, man, that's one of the greatest singers of all time. It's just not your cup of tea.
Right.
So don't hate on it because it's somebody else's cup of tea and they love it.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's we're at a point right now where we're doing a lot more hating than we are loving, and that's we need to change that. And that's one of the best parts about rodeo is that, and I do anti-bullying assemblies all the time, and I talk about this, is that rodeo is the only sport where competitors work together to beat themselves. And it's a weird statement. I'll say it again. Rodeo is the only sport where competitors work together to beat themselves. And you think about it, you take 2 bareback riders that travel together, share expenses together, they show up at the rodeo together, they help each other on the bareback course. They're helping each other. And then one of them's going to go out and score 80, the other's going to get 92. Or that's a little high, 87, and he's riding Virgil. But the reality is, they helped each other, and then one beat the other one. So it's the only sport where we do that. The competitors are working together and to beat themselves, and they're tickled to death to do it.
Yeah.
They're so happy for their friend, and
Do you have some favorite stock?
I like all of Sankey's stuff, and Weefrich and those, Sparky. We have some of the best stock contractors bring their stock to Montana. They just do. Not only great guys, but just quality, good stock. And I love that. There's every stock contractor is going to have an A pin, a B pin, a C pin, just like anything. But I don't get too caught up in what bull is out. But I just know, like, Matt Sharping has some juice. I mean, these things are, his breeding program is solid, and all of them are good. all of them, anymore. We've got breeding program for the stock. We don't have a breeding program for cowboys. We need one because it's
Not yet, JJ.
Yeah.
wow. Boy, this podcast
We're
took
going
a
in the
turn.
opposite
I mean, we
direction
got
of
some
progress.
influence around here.
Yeah. You look like a big, strong bone gal. Come over here and meet Harvey. But no, they're it's so wrong. But the reality is, you really do have to keep up because the stock now is so tough, and nobody wants to go to a bull riding where 45 bull riders get on and one rides,
Yeah.
Right.
or heaven forbid they all get bucked off.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it needs to be about I always feel like about the 25-30% rule, like 25-30% of the cowboys need to stay on the bulls. Broncs and bareback horses, that's a little different. To get a buck off there, it's pretty electric, pretty fiery, and that's kind of fun because a lot of times they all ride. But bull riding is just the game is changing because guys are just getting genetics and the bloodlines they're breeding monsters. I do have one bull I hate. I hate him with a passion. His name is Mount Everest, and I see him every year in Arizona, or whenever I do. Is a bull that's owned by a guy named Benny Butler, and he is just a barrel killer. He will hit that barrel so hard that it'll put a dent, and it's obviously mine's aluminum, but it's thick aluminum, and the dent will be about almost 7 inches concaved into my barrel. Like it is, and I got to get presses and hydraulics to push it back out, and he hits that sucker so hard.
Wow.
Yeah, hopefully when he's gone, I can get his hide, and I'm going to put it in my kitchen and walk on him every day.
Yeah, there you go. Take that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the barrel, like you're having to. I mean, you're hopping in and out of that barrel a lot. Like it seems like it's
pretty
own
quick.
choreography
Kind of.
with this barrel.
Yeah.
How do you learn to?
I'm just saying,
Interact
if I'm
with the
doing
barrel,
it,
yeah.
I'm going to trip. I'm going to go in head first. I'm going to
Yeah.
miss the hole. I'm going to go 2% of the time I make it in.
Yeah.
Oh, so many things I want to say to these comments. What's
You
the
have to-
rating on your podcast? 'Cause-
Kid friendly.
We prefer for it to not be explicit. Yeah.
So great. All right. So you need to stop talking for a while, because.
Yep. Good call.
But honestly, it's fear is going to drive a little bit of the motivation to get in there.
Sure.
As I've gotten older, I stay pretty home base in the barrel during the bull riding, because I've also gotten better at working the barrel. The component that I offer as a barrel man is the safety aspect of that island where you can get to, where if something's going to get run over, we want it to be me. And so I will pack Parker Braden gets thrown down. That bull's making another pass. I can see I'm going to be picking that barrel up and walking it towards the bull. And then I'm going to be.
That's right.
I'm going to
walks.
be. Yeah, I got handles. And I got a little
That's
hole in the
right.
bottom. I can pick it up and move it.
Okay.
So I tend to stay in the barrel, picking it up, moving it, putting it in the location. Try to put it in between the danger and the victim. But I will say that it's a dance, because I also work with the bullfighters. We've got great bullfighters, and so we kind of work as a team to draw the bull away, and then the bullfighters can use me if they need me something to hide behind themselves.
Yeah.
They can hit me.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of the barrel.
Has that just been not only for the bullfighting, but everything just kind of on the job training, or is there some type of like
School. Class.
There
Yeah.
are schools. I think there are schools. Guys will do schools. I've actually been kind of bugged about, why don't you do a school?
Yeah.
And not because I'm some superstar. It's not about that. It's just that how do you get the
A
next
life
generation?
experience.
Yeah, life experience. So how do you get the next generation up? And I just don't have time. I'm booked every weekend.
Yeah.
I'm constantly working, so I don't. And
You have
maybe later.
8 other weekends available a year. Why not?
Well, not really, because you got through holiday and Christmas, my kids' graduation.
When I called him earlier this week, he was in Texas. This week.
Yeah. A few
Yeah,
days
yeah,
ago.
He's here Wednesday.
Yeah, I flew home. Yeah, I flew home Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday
and
night,
then
drove
here
here
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Here we are.
So,
Today's Thursday.
yeah,
Yeah.
today's Thursday, right? Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Okay, so
First performance tonight.
tonight, that's right.
Yeah.
Kicks
Yep.
it off tonight. It's gonna be awesome. It'd be great. This circuit finals really is supported by the community, which says a lot about the community. It says a lot about the people that come and visit. They travel from outside of Great Falls too to be here for this rodeo, and that's what's great is you have the lodging, you have the things to go do. Not necessarily for the guy working the rodeo, but
We got to change that, JJ. You've been You've been here 8 years, maybe 9.
Maybe I think it might be 9. This might be
Could
my
be
9th
9.
trip. Yeah, we got to count the buckles.
You've done Belt, the circuit final, or the PRCA Rodeo and Belt. Have you ever done Augusta?
I have not. No.
So you are in
Belt.
our area every now and again, and you're just working too hard, obviously, to have some fun. And we really need to change that.
Yeah, I do. Belt's a fun rodeo. I don't get to be there this year, but it is a fun little rodeo up there, and it's I mean, I always make the joke that Great Falls is a suburb of Belt,
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
and it's just kind of a cool little spot. But I would say this about Belt, Montana. I know you don't want to talk about other towns a whole lot, but Belt, Montana.
counts.
They don't have any lodging.
Yeah.
Belt, Montana is the only town where even GPS is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the
Figure
first
it out.
time I went there, I was driving to Belt, and I had the old school sticks to your window Garmin.
Yeah.
And the Garmin it talked. And I remember thinking, this is so cool. Turn left, 400 feet, whatever. It says that. Well, I'm driving and my destination ends in like 6 miles. And I am looking around like, you can see 40 miles in every direction. There's nothing.
No, there's no town.
There's nothing out here. And then and it's like a mile
Yep.
from the destination. And then freaking Belt's the only one that has a belt with an arrow, and the arrow points down. Like, go down there. Because you look over it, I couldn't see it. I mean, I felt like
Because
Garmin
it does.
was like,
It tells you to take a left, and you're like,
Where?
I don't think
nothing
this is such a solid
there.
plan.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like, GPS, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll
Take a
just
left,
keep
bro.
following it.
Figure it out.
Maybe
Yeah.
don't drive into the river when it tells you to. Like
Yeah.
sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
go,
Avoid
I
that.
think you're probably wrong to do this
Is that
right
an
now.
experience talking?
Doesn't
or-
seem
Yeah.
like a bridge that's here.
Right.
Not here.
But
Yeah.
There's
no,
been
you're
some
right.
times near the border where GPS isn't right
Mm.
or doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
I think GPS is just now starting to fully map out Montana. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they weren't really, usually you just stop and ask anybody with a flatbed, like, hey, how do I get? They're gonna
Yep.
know.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the original Garmin in Montana. Dude,
And my favorite
Very
is
true.
nobody
Flatbeds.
knows what the road name is. There's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go up here. When you see this, take a left,
Yep.
and then you're gonna see that. Take a right, and then about 20 minutes, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have road names? I didn't even know
There
were.
is. There is.
Gotta
'Cause,
look real hard for 'em.
every now and again, people are like, well, it's on this road. Guests will walk in and they're like, where's this road? And I'm like, I don't know. Where are you trying to, what's your destination? Like, where are you trying to end up
We
at?
want to
They're
see a
like-
horse.
You're right.
They're like,
Yes.
we need Route 237. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't
I don't
help
know
you.
those. Yeah.
I need you to tell me where you're trying to go. And they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Geraldine. Okay, well, I can get you there. I don't know.
I don't know what
roads
the
are.
routes are.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what name the
No.
roads are.
Well, and a couple
Yeah.
highways around here, are like this highway / this highway. I'm like, yeah, just go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are great for tourism, man.
Right?
I mean,
don't know
it's
how to
almost like what we do. Tell people all the fun
We don't know where
things.
it is.
We don't know the routes, but just trust us.
Go see
Yeah.
the fish hatchery
And the CM Russell Museum.
and the Sam Russell Museum.
And if there was time, you could go to the Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art. And the reason I say that is, as every listener knows, my favorite exhibit is there.
Mm-hmm.
Old guy from Roundup, Montana created stick people out of sticks, layered them along the highway, and that art has been collected and put into an exhibit at the Paris Gibson Square. So you can walk into a room just full of stick people, and it is the funnest experience in the world, or scariest according to some people.
I do like it. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is free.
Okay.
And they also have the 5 towers of garbage, which I think is really unique. Yep.
5 towers of garbage.
Hey,
Alright.
it's art.
It's like my kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of things that could be called that. Yeah.
Stratigraphy of garbage exhibit.
You work with Will a lot, you said Rasmussen. Can you tell us a little bit about that interaction, like throughout the show between you and the announcer, and how that kind of works? And I imagine a lot of it's just impromptu.
It has to be
Yeah.
because he's got a job. He's kind of the captain of the ship, so he's got to keep everything moving forward. Tempo is always important in rodeo or entertainment, more importantly. And so, who's up, what their scores are, those kinds of things, you got to leave to him. And then you try to, like I said, garnish it. You try to jump in when you can to provide some comedy. There's times when, and Will knows, like if it's not a good time for me to jump in, and I felt like it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
He will just go right past me, and he knows that
And
he's
then you
not.
just like walk it off in the arena.
I could care less. I couldn't care less. I guess I'm supposed to say that. My wife always yells at me because I use that expression wrong.
That one is it, and most people use
couldn't
it wrong.
Care less, right? That's how you're supposed to say it. I couldn't care less.
Right, because if you could care less, then why are you saying that?
Yeah, then it means something to you. All right, so I couldn't care less. We'll go with that one. So anyway, and then you just roll because there's so much. I mean, my little peanut brain is just constantly thinking of what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's funny, something that's funny, and being a good entertainer versus one that's mediocre is that you don't force it when it's not there.
Yeah.
And so there's some great stuff that I will see happening, a little comedy and things that I think of that are funny with the crowd that are situational. I might not get that moment to say it.
Yeah.
And then I got to let it go. And that's
Not
hard.
try to make it happen.
That's hard because you got to think about my job. My job is incredibly weird because I'm a stand-up comedian on the world's most dangerous stage with somebody with a hook that can pull me off stage anytime they want.
Yeah.
So and that's the announcer, he can hook and you shut up. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Anytime he wants. You've got things that could try to kill you. There's that component. So I mean, and so much of comedy when you're on stage, you can use hesitation, a look, a pause.
Right.
But if I
That
pause,
doesn't translate.
it doesn't, because if I think the comedy is going to be that I ask this question, then I pause and let people think about and give the look.
Right.
Something's happening.
Either all of a sudden the bucking horse comes out,
Yeah.
or Will jumps in, and because he doesn't realize
Ruins
what
the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you kind of got to just take all of it with a grain of salt. You just got to. It's a shotgun approach. You're trying to entertain everybody in a variety of different ways. One of the things that people know most about me is I'm a football player, so I play catch with the Nerf football.
Yep.
And a lot of that started with kids. I will say that at this point in my career, it is probably 80% adults now. They want to touch that football. They want to throw it back to me. Very few rodeos that I've worked twice ever keep the football. I have bunches of them. You know, I when I first started, I was going to Walmart and buying Nerf footballs. Now I probably have 1,000 of them get shipped to me by different rodeos. Will send them to me with their logos on it. Different partners. It's pretty crazy. You know, I'll have all of that kind of take place. Well, I
just realized there's a missed opportunity for us to have Great Falls,
Branded.
Montana tours and
We'll do it
footballs.
next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I do like
you know,
that.
say, don't give these back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I dang sure, you know, I usually go through about 3 to 4 footballs a rodeo.
Yeah.
Because if they play catch, because the idea they want to throw it back.
Yeah.
They want to throw it back.
Yeah.
They want to show off their arm, whatever. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I give it away anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I just typically get to choose, and it's typically going to go to a kid.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if I throw something into the crowd, I cannot expect it to come back.
Yeah.
If you keep it, it's yours.
Do you have some ideas where you're like, because some of your performances, you've got music queued up and it's going to play into something. So there's got to be sometimes where you're like, hey, I'm going to try this year. I need to have XYZ done. See if I can pull it off.
Sure.
Or do you just be like, in the spur of the moment, I'm going to need this. And there's a closed circuit mic that other people can't hear. And you're telling the...
Don't have any communication other than what you hear. If I talk to the announcer stand, it's you hear it because I got to ask him or talk to him just over the mic. But you're bringing up a great point because you're talking about the sound person. And we have Jill Loden here, who's phenomenal at her job. She's won Sound Person of the Year twice. She's very, very good. And she will know. I don't have to ask for it. She will know when I want to do a sing-along. So I don't have to say, play this song. We don't talk about it ahead of time. I also don't pick, you know. I mean, if I was a snooty little booger and I want this song here and this song there, well, then I better have it typed up or I better have it in a script that I give her. And I'm sure there's entertainers that do that. They give her a script or what their stuff is. I've worked with her enough that we don't need a script. We
Yeah.
just roll,
Yeah.
and it always works out good. It's always fun at the time. It's always funny in the moment. And you just kind of rely on each other. And I wish I had more rodeos with her. I used to do quite a few, and then as entertainers and as rodeo personnel, we're not like a circus where we all get in a van and we go to the next town.
Oh, but wouldn't that be awesome? You just
Yeah.
start piling
Right.
out.
Just sit on a school bus and all. But we,
Short bus crew.
yeah. PG.
Yeah.
But we will definitely break off and go do different events. Like I go from here to Rapid, then I do a whole run in Arizona, and then rodeo in Oregon, then a month and a half in California, and I won't see Jill. This might be the only one I get with her this year.
Mm.
I'm not positive. I could be wrong. But anyway, so you just capitalize on it. And rodeo people I'm not a big stay in toucher. I just not. Like I'm not going to call and visit once a week and do those kinds of things. But when I show up, it's just like kind of coming home.
Yeah.
And so I know I've got my little things that I do with Jill that I don't do with Austin Loman or Hambone or Will Moorhead or just whoever the other sound people are that I'm working with. We all kind of have our little things that we know we do together. And she may play songs for me that she doesn't play for any other rodeo clown. She only sees me once a year. So that's it's just kind of the way it defines how good you are at your job. It's how easily you can make it look like you work with that person every weekend, even if you only get to see them once a year.
Well, I think you do a great job with that, especially because Rebecca's question, I think you're thinking that they did have that planned out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's flawless.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, they must have.
Plan that
You
out.
plan that all out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
There
what
was like
songs
a
and all that.
Call beforehand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like
not
I'm
everything's-
giving a lot of credit to the
everything's
technology
scripted out.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We
going to
don't-
do this. Cue up
Like-
this song.
When I do this like baseball move, that's what that means.
This
yeah.
is the signal.
Right.
I got the new microchip chat GPT
Oh,
though in my
perfect.
head,
Yeah,
so I
so
don't
they
even have to
just
think about what to
transmits.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
just
goes.
tells
it's
you.
neurological, and it just
Yeah.
tells me, what to say, and
Yeah.
I'm going to completely nerd out because I've been doing strategic planning for the last 2 days. And we were working on a mission statement for this organization, and out came all the AI tools.
Yep.
And what would have taken us normally an hour and a half,
10
took
minutes.
us 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of wordsmithing, a little bit of arguing, and ultimately we're done. And I'm like, well, that's new. That was
Right.
a new
So
experience.
good.
That's usually a
But
long
I
process.
mean,
Yeah.
strategic planning. Could you have more fun? I don't know. Oh, it was
It's-
so good.
Technology is awesome, but
Yeah.
then let's go back to my son who couldn't spell freaking
Yeah, right.
America,
But is flying planes.
but is going to be your pilot. So
Right.
yeah, like don't worry,
As long
America.
as he can get me to the destination, I don't care if he can spell it, right?
Well, I mean, I'm a pilot too, so like I get
Yeah.
it. Like I'm not an essay writer. I don't care about the grammar. Do you get the point of what I'm writing
Yep.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got it. Who
Yeah.
cares if it needs to be a semicolon? You know?
Right. Yep.
But
Mhm.
I do. We all need to have a certain level
Base
of.
level.
We need to recognize we aren't spelling well. Like we need to recognize
Yeah,
that and
that's a
go,
problem.
"Eh."
But
Mhm.
anymore, I mean, do we? Because the question
There's so
really is
many,
coming.
yeah.
Pretty
So-
soon, you're going to talk into your
Do I
box,
need my own brain?
and
Yeah.
the AI is going to.
I'm
Edit
going to
it.
say this, JJ. I would have agreed with you, like, spelling's not that important. And in a former life, I've read so many business plans. And if the business plan has not gone through spell check and it's just riddled with bad spelling,
You're not taking it seriously.
I'm like, oh, you're not going to do well in business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, like, it's the roughest draft. Finally get to meet with them. They're very knowledgeable, but that first assumption was like, ooh,
Never get a second chance. Make a first impression.
you know.
That's
So
right.
I'm like, I would have never thought spelling would have impacted me that much, but I was very concerned about their abilities.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
On the rare occasion that the hopeful rare occasion, when somebody does get hurt, when something does go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
how does that change what you're doing in the arena? How do you shift? Because it's that mix of you're still there to entertain, but you're there for the safety. And how do you
Right.
handle that appropriately with the crowd?
In the old days, it was like the clown's job when there was a lull or distraction or injury. they would start telling jokes,
Yeah.
and they would start trying to, hey, circus people, look over here.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
the baby elephant dies in the corner.
Yeah.
No one see that. You
Right.
know, and I just have never felt that's appropriate. Typically, what you'll see me do at an injury, if I'm the first one there, my job is to just keep that contestant calm and
Yeah.
see a familiar face, even though it's in makeup. They know who I am, and try to just keep them remain calm till medics get there, more
Yeah.
qualified people get there. Then as soon as that happens, I'll usually step back, take a knee, and just kind of embrace the moment, let
Yeah.
people kind of see what's going on. And then if you ever watch, you'll see me kind of make this little gesture. You can't see me because you're not listening, but it's just bapping my fingers like somebody's talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my cue to the announcer that he's talking.
Yeah.
He's conscious. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Contestant's conscious. They're active. They're going to get up. So then once I know they're going to get up, that's when I'm going to start
Kinda switch
talking
back.
about bringing the crowd
Yeah.
back up. They know the toughness. Dude's tough as heck. Or you know, I mean, I've done this joke numerous times, but you know, hey, I don't mean to take credit. I know the doctors are helpful, but I actually got him up. This was me.
Yeah. Right.
I did this with my medical training because I
Yeah.
just said, look, dude, you need to get up
Right.
because they're gonna bring an ambulance, and that's $1,400 just
Right.
to
You
drive
don't
you
want
2
that.
miles. You
Yeah.
don't want that.
You don't want that.
He popped right up. You know, but you're making that you're lightening the mood
Yeah.
because we got to get right back to action. That's still
Yeah.
going to be dangerous.
Yep.
And so you just lighten the mood, and then you kind of move on. And you go, and then once the situation is cleared, it's extra energy for a little bit
Yeah.
just to kind of bring it back.
Yeah.
That's my strategy. May
Yeah.
not be the perfect way to do it, but it's what I
Oh,
do.
it seems appropriate.
Let's talk about your outfit for the performances.
Yeah.
Your uniform.
What goes
is a uniform.
into deciding how you're going to dress, how you're going to do your makeup? Because a lot of times that becomes the signature look and it doesn't change
Right.
from performance to performance.
The only way my jersey is going to change is if I change partners.
Yeah.
My jersey and shorts are determined by what partners are rodeoing with me, their logos. Quantum Services is a massive company that I've come to love and work for, in addition to being partnered with them. So you'll always see that big Q, the big lightning bolt Q, same on the truck you see. And my wife designs that. She's in charge of all of our marketing, and so that is my uniform. I wear black. I like black. I don't want to wear a bunch of different colors. So I have a black shirt, black jersey, black shorts with the logos on it. That stays the same. I'm not a big makeup guy. I know it's hard to believe,
I was
but
going to ask you about your.
I hate wearing makeup.
process.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hate wearing it. I'm not a fan of it, but it's a part of the job. And sometimes, we get into tradition so deep that, and that's really, we were talking about, the haters on Bookface and stuff, is that they rodeoed back in the 60s and the clowns wore makeup. So if I didn't, I might hear some kickback from backlash from that, but I would just assume not. There's no question. I used to do these events called the PRS events, Professional Rough Stock Series, and we started with bareback riding, then we rode bulls, then we finished with bronc riding, and we did these all over the East Coast. We did them all over the place, and I was their chosen entertainer, right? So I'm the guy. So then I kind of have this freedom. I can do whatever I want to do, So I didn't wear makeup. I
Ooh.
was the rodeo clown with no makeup on. Nobody noticed. I'm still the goofball. I'm still in the
Yeah.
shorts and jersey,
Right.
the
You're
silk
still doing your
outfit, still with
thing.
logos, still doing my football, still playing, still funny, mic'd up. Just didn't wear makeup. And I would do that if it would be rodeo socially acceptable, but I just don't think it would. I think that was kind of a
Do you
separate
think
thing.
there'll come a time, because we used to be the big skirt like Wrangler pants and the
Baggies, they call
suspenders
those. Yeah,
and
baggies and
scarves everywhere, plus the makeup.
And there's still some dudes that do it. The guy that worked the NFR this year is real proud of the fact that, he talks about a lot, that he's not going to change. And by God, he wants the old school stuff. And he's a great entertainer and a good rodeo clown. And it's just what he wants to do. So do it, man. Rock it. I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns. Don't make me do it,
right.
because I think you look like Dopey the Clown. I'm an athlete. I want to look like an athlete. I want to be all over the place. So the two styles are very different.
Yeah.
Now, I joked about Dopey the Clown, but the reality is, he worked the NFR. He worked the biggest rodeo in the world. I finished second. I lost to him. So maybe that outfit is what I need to try. But the reality, though, is that you want to be yourself, but you don't want to project what you do onto others that, your coworkers or your I don't know what you call them, their same field, the other rodeo clowns. I don't want them to dress like me, even though many of us do kind of dress similar.
Yeah.
But no one's going to have my branding because they're going to be different.
Yeah.
I've been with Les Schwab for a lot of years. Fantastic tire company. You have a beautiful
right on 10th
Les
Avenue
Schwab
South.
right here.
Yeah.
In fact, yes. Oh my gosh, they're standouts. And they do the thing I love about Les Schwab is they give back so much to the communities. You'll see Les Schwab stuff all over the place here in town, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those that branding is what defines my outfit, and then geographically it's placed on financial. If you want the prime spot, you pay the prime spot, and then in turn we and I never call them sponsorships, call them partnerships, because if I can't, and I've had a lot of great companies come to me and let's take Great Falls, Montana Tours. Let's say you came and said, look, we want to give you $50,000 a year. We want you to wear this logo, put this here and push this there. I might say to you, probably not. And as much as I would love,
Am I going to need to edit this out?
No, because I would look at what is my benefit to you going to be?
Sure.
Well, I do Belt Montana. Okay, let's say that one. I do the Montana Circuit Finals. I do Chase Hawks now, but like how many rodeos do I do in Montana? If your reach is to go to Arizona, California, Wyoming, if that's your goal, then by God, we're in business. But I don't want to just take your money, slap a logo on me if I'm not going to be beneficial, because it's a partnership.
Yeah.
And I turned down, I don't even get into it, but I turned down a huge amount of money from an alcohol company because I didn't want to promote alcohol. I didn't want it on me. And it was a kind of an upcoming whiskey company, and they just were like, we want you, by God, you'll be great. It just doesn't fit my branding. It just doesn't. And so you have to be able to say, no,
I'm good.
No, I love you, and heck yeah, I'll take a couple bottles of the wonderful whiskey that you make. I'm very proud of it, but you have to be able to say no.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, it's Montana Whiskey Company.
I was wondering. Yeah.
And they're good, real good. Oh my gosh, the honey, boy.
They're in the corner.
Yeah. Got little sample bottles over here. Yeah.
I don't know.
After lunch.
I'll have to look, see if that's exactly it or not, but it's all good. But yeah, no, it is. It's a, it's look at you.
Oh, actually, that one?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Woo! That's a good. I'm just kidding. We're not in here drinking. We're not in here drinking.
Nothing's happening.
Not
We
today.
have had alcohol in our podcast before, which
We've done
Made sense.
beer
Yeah.
tastings.
That's actually not the company, but now I'm gonna have to try that one too.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
that's just getting to my point though. My point is that it's my look is a process of partnerships and what we're trying to do, and I run into people that I would do just about anything for, and one of them is a Great Falls well-known man named Jimmy Filipowicz. That cat he and his entire family have been so good to my family, and it's like I'm constantly I've given him jerseys, and my wife's a photographer, so we'll do family portraits. How can we repay you? What can we do for you? And the reality is, his business, there's probably not much I can really do except be your friend.
Yeah.
Like that's what I can offer. And his heart is huge.
And he does so much for our community.
He does.
Massive
Yeah.
amounts. And he does so much for other people's communities. Like he does stuff for Walla Walla he doesn't even know about, because some of the things that he allows me to do with like Hoagland gift certificate is I will then, if I have it, we all have it. That's just kind of how I was raised. And so I will do little giveaways and things like that. And I always do a cowboy hat a year where I'll give it away. I'll give it to a fan. That doesn't always mean it happens right here in Montana, but I picked that hat up on his dime at Hoagland's wonderful store, by the way. Shout out for Mike. But it's just crazy that how his generosity impacts kids in other communities and people in other communities as well. So, yeah, it's awesome. That guy is crazy.
Thank you for being on our podcast.
Yeah, thanks for making time for us.
That was very subtle closing there.
Yeah.
And shut up, clown.
I've got great transition skills. You should see me in social settings. It's even more awkward.
I'm done talking to you.
I've actually used those phrases before, like, we're done. I don't have anything left. I gotta go.
You can borrow her skill, learn from her skills if you want. Yeah.
I'm a delight in public.
So instead of saying, hey, everyone, I'm trying to distract you from something, just say, please don't look over there. Point at it. Yeah. Don't look there, anyone.
I need your attention right there.
Not over there.
Yeah.
It's a joy. Thanks for having me. I mean,
it's been a blast. One of the things that
scolding me for places I haven't been. It's been great.
Yeah. No, I just expect next year you'll have done them.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, same time next year. I will.
Do you know where you're eating lunch today?
I do not. I do not. Suggestions. Come on, give somebody a
we
plug.
got
What do you got?
Well, have you had Roadhouse Diner yet?
The Texas Roadhouse?
No. Roadhouse Diner.
Wow, that was aggressive.
Kind of world famous. I mean, if
Burger
you want to
place?
eat at the same place Justin Bieber ate at when he was here, that's the place to go.
Who's
Yeah.
that? Who?
Justin
Don't
Bieber,
pretend
come
like
on.
you
You didn't have Bieber fever. Come on.
You won't be able to sit
Gosh.
in the same chair he did because they sold the cushion.
Did
and-
they really?
Yeah.
That's not weird at all.
Okay, well,
Nope.
besides Bieber,
Justin
it is
Bieber
the
passed gas in this
right.
cushion.
He farted here. We're good.
I think he
no,
signed the bottom of it.
No.
But anyway,
Me-
Roadhouse Diner. It's off of
15.
You don't know the name of the street. You'll just tell me how to get there. We've already been
We
through
actually
this.
do on this one. It's 15th.
Yep, it's a big log cabin with a flying pig on the side. It's pretty easy to spot.
That's
But-
where I'm having lunch.
Local made everything basically in it. Beef from right down the road. Bun, same thing. Ingredients from all around here. They have specials. Really well done. Great local place that's kind of gained world renown.
Fries are coming from potatoes out of Manhattan.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
That would
And
be
if
a
I
good
go to
option.
lunch there, that will excuse me from not being at the CM Museum.
No, JJ.
Okay, see.
There is a future for you to spend time in our town so that you can delight others with your knowledge about the world's shortest river and how many fish.
Now I know that. Yeah.
How many fish have been made?
And they want you to swim in it, you said?
Only if you're a mermaid.
Preferably
Have
naked.
you been
Yeah.
to the Sip and Dip?
I have swam with the mermaid at the Sip and Dip.
There you go.
There we go.
Story later to follow.
Well, that'll be chapter 2 of JJ Harrison does Great Falls.
Yeah.
Um,
I did wear the wig.
Fantastic.
and the
Yeah.
coconuts.
But Piano Pat was still there.
Oh,
Many moons ago, kids.
Classic.
Yeah.
I'm much more sophisticated now.
yeah. Joel is
Joel
playing
Corda.
guitar now.
Yeah. Who does the intro song for our podcast? So
I love it.
If you
All
ever
right.
listen to it.
Great connection.
It's not
I
a big
will.
deal.
I will.
It's Montana's
I don't want to
number
listen to
one
my own because I
podcast,
already
but-
know my own answers. But
Yeah.
hey, you were trying to close this out.
Yeah, we got to be done. You got to go have lunch. You've got stuff to do.
I do.
So we don't want to keep you much longer, even though we could, because we've got a lot more questions. So thanks for being here.
Thank
Thanks
you.
And
for having me.
folks, until we see your bright, smiling, happy, healthy, beautiful faces in our fine
Gorgeous.
city, we do hope you're creating amazing memories with your friends and family, wherever you might be. We'll see you soon.
We Are No Dam Experts is the recorded claims from Great Falls, Montana, covering what you need to know about this amazing damn town. Damn, that felt good.